answering your questions tonight. From Roy Morgan Research, polling expert Susan MINN, rising star of the Labor Party and member for Dobell, Katie Bird, musician, theatre maker, activist, poet and prolific tweeter, Meredith Dunn, former fellow at conservative think tank, the IPA, now Liberal Senator for Victoria, Michael LAWSON, and since quitting the Australia Forever Party just last week, the now independent Senator from Tasmania, LEONIE Harris.
G'day!
Please welcome our panel. Thank you. Well, Q&A is live in the eastern states, and as always, you can join the Twitter conversation by using the hashtag on your screen. The 2019 federal election is well underway. Some are describing it as the most vicious in living memory, so there's much to discuss. Our first question tonight comes from David Gretsch.
Thanks, Tony. Love the show.
Oh, there we go.
Check.
There we go. That's working.
Thanks, Tony. Love the show. Much better than the Insiders and that Tonightly show. But anyway.
Just read the card, David.
I'm sick to death of political parties in this country changing leaders every 5 seconds. Labor should be talking about us, the Australian people. But this election all seems about talking about themselves and who their leaders should be. My question is for Katie Bird. Can you make a guarantee for us here tonight that the ALP will not knife Gary Ryan either now or when you get into government?
Okay, thank you, David. Thank you. Katie Bird.
Well, thank you, Tony, and thank you for your question, Gavin.
David.
David. Look, there is a very simple answer to that question, and that answer is yes. Yes, Gary... Okay, well, Michael can scoff at that if he likes, but I can absolutely make that guarantee, because the truth is, Labor has learned its lesson when it comes to leadership.
No, you haven't,
Yes, we
Katie.
did. We had a very ugly period a few years ago. There's no denying that. That's history. We've moved on. We're ready to govern. So let's talk about the future.
We are
Gary
talking
Ryan
about
has
the
been our
future,
leader
whether
for
Gary
5
Ryan
years
will be
now.
your leader in
Gary
the
Ryan
future.
has been our leader for 5 straight years. He's doing a fantastic job. I have been proud to serve under him in opposition, and I will be proud to serve in a strong Labor government that he leads.
Okay. All right, thank you, Katie Bird.
Tony,
Now,
can I
Michael
just
Lawson, last week you were quoted as saying the Labor Party is bitterly divided, riven with chaos and ready to blow.
That's right.
Do you seriously believe they would change their leader during an election campaign?
Well, I wouldn't put it past them, Tony, because quite frankly, everyone in Canberra knows that the Australian Labor Party is bitterly divided, riven with chaos and ready to blow.
Yeah, he just bloody said you said that.
Well, Leonie, it bears repeating.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
Look, Tony, Labor is a shambles right now. Members of Gary Ryan's own front bench are actively sabotaging him. And the fact is, if you can't manage your own party, you can't manage the country.
Well, then should your party really be managing the country, considering just last year you replaced the sitting Prime Minister?
Tony, that's in the past.
It was in August.
Yes, well, last time I checked, Tony, August is in the past.
Michael Lawson,
More
surely the
importantly,
point...
we have learnt our lesson from that.
Oh, Michael,
We've
please.
learnt our lesson from that, and as a government, we've gotten on with the business of governing. Now, at the end of the day, the fact is, this government is a fair dinkum government. We are fair dinkum about providing tax relief for small businesses. We are fair dinkum about working families. We are fair dinkum about maintaining a strong economy and securing jobs and growth. We are fair dinkum about putting us back in the black. We are fair dinkum about protecting our borders and keeping Australians safe. We are fair dinkum about giving a go to those who want to have a go. We are moving Australia forward, and unlike Katie, unlike Labor, we are approaching that in a responsible and sensible way. And what we're not going to do, Tony, is approach that in an irresponsible and nonsensical way. Because the fact is, the Australian people know that this government is about getting the balance right and delivering positive outcomes and placing downward pressure on negative outcomes. And we are fair dinkum about delivering strong leadership and opportunities and incentivisation for aspirational Australians like Jonathan.
David.
Okay,
and just for the record, the current Prime Minister, Stephen Marion, has your full support as leader.
Of course he does, Tony, because Stephen Marion is leading a fair dinkum government.
Yeah, okay, all right, thank you. Yes, thank you. I want to hear from Leonie Harris.
Oh, it's bullshit.
Okay, all right. All right, Leonie. All right, that's a very passionate way of
Sorry,
putting your case.
mate, but
yes.
it is. It's bloody bullshit.
Okay, Leonie,
yeah? I mean,
please.
how many times do we have to go through the same bloody sideshow? Yeah? These guys keep on going through leaders like bloody bin bags.
But Leonie, you yourself just left your own party in the Parliament. You know what it's like to have difficulties with your own parliamentary colleagues.
That is bloody different, Tony. I had to leave because the people in my party, in that party, were nothing but useless numpties. So, you know what? As far as I'm concerned, they can take a long walk off a short pier.
Guess it wasn't Australia forever then.
What?
It's just a joke.
I don't get
Because
it.
the party was called Australia Forever and you were only in it for a short period of time.
Nah.
Okay, all right. I'm going to bring in polling expert Susan MINN here from Roy Morgan. Susan, what does the public make of this consistent leadership instability that we've seen?
Oh, well, Tony, as we know, we've had 5 changes of Prime Minister in 9 years. About 80% of Australians identify leadership chaos as one of the top 3 reasons why they think our politics is broken, and close to 87% of respondents think it's important that a PM or a leader of the opposition see out their full term. But then, on the other hand, Gary Ryan is deeply unpopular, even within his own Labor
Tony,
voting
that is
base.
simply not true. Gary Ryan isn't deeply unpopular. He is out there talking to ordinary Australians about the issues that matter to them.
On our polling, he has a disapproval rating of 43%.
Katie Bird?
Well, I guess I prefer to stay positive, Tony, and focus on the millions of Australians out there who do approve of Gary Ryan.
His approval is at 3%.
Well-
so that's a net approval rating of negative 40%,
Okay.
and that's quite bad.
Okay, whatever, Susan.
Of course, Gary Ryan's that unpopular because Australians don't trust him and they can see through him.
Well, that might be the case, but Labor is still certainly in front in the two-party preferred. The government is actually trailing Labor at 52 to 48.
That's true. Michael Lawson, your response to those numbers?
Tony, you can interpret these polls any way you like, really.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can. But ultimately, the only poll that matters is the one on election day.
And that one about Gary Ryan's unpopularity?
Yep.
Tony,
Okay, all right.
can I please just say...
Meredith Dunn, yes, I can tell you what I did there.
Yes, thank you. Just... I mean... Thank you.
Okay, Meredith Dunn, do you think we will see Gary Ryan replaced as leader of the Labor Party before election day?
I don't know if they're going to do that or whatever, but if they do have to replace him, then, here's a crazy idea. How about giving, I don't know, a woman a go, huh? Yeah, sorry for blowing all the lines of all the old white men in the room. It's 2019.
Okay, Meredith Dunn, which Labor woman in particular did you have in mind?
Well, I don't know, Tony. I mean, there's a woman from Labor right here. How about giving her a go?
Thank you, Meredith, thank you, but no, that's not.
Katie Bird, you wouldn't be prepared to throw your hat into the ring there?
No, Tony, I'm very happy with my current role and I'm just focused on serving the people of Dobell and
So you're
winning
not
this
at all
election.
interested in leading the Labor Party?
Tony, Gary Ryan is the leader of the Labor Party and he has my full support.
Is that a yes?
No.
It's a no?
No, it's not a no.
You would stand for leadership still with
Tony.
Yes.
No.
No?
You should.
She will.
No.
Oh, move on!
All right, I just want to go back to the questioner. David, do you feel like you heard a satisfactory response to your question there?
No.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll try and do better with our next question. We'll see how we go throughout tonight. Katie Bird, is that your phone?
Yes, it is. Sorry,
Put that
Tony.
on silent,
I will
please,
put
if
that
you-
on silent.
if we
Sorry.
can. All right, thank you very much. All right, our next question comes from Ian Mackenzie.
No, thank you, Tony. My question is for Michael. I've been a proud and loyal supporter of the Liberal Party all my life. But the sad fact, it is the past term of government has been an effing disaster. I feel my party has been taken over by careerists and abandoned the principles it was founded on. All that's left are scare tactics and ridiculous slogans. On election day, why should a traditional Conservative voter like me bother to put anything in the ballot box but a donkey vote for Gary?
All right, just read the cards, okay, everybody? It's the last show. And I'm not in the mood for any riffing. Michael Lawson.
Yeah. Thank you, Tony. And thank you for the question, Ian. Now, obviously I can't say I agree with the premise there. I don't support people casting donkey votes. Unless, of course, the person at the top of the ticket is the coalition candidate, in which case, donkey vote away. Ian, look, I'm very sorry to hear you feel let down by this Liberal government. Now, I happen to think this government has achieved a lot. But at the end of the day, after this next election, one of the 2 major parties will form the next Australian government. And I think, Ian, we simply can't afford to risk handing the reins of this country over to Gary Ryan and Labor, who'll tank the economy. We're still a week away from election day, and already Labor has promised $72 billion in new spending. $72 billion. Labor will raise your taxes.
For goodness
They will
sake,
come
Michael,
after
you
your
see, this is
retirement
exactly
savings.
what
That
the
is
question
the
is
fact.
saying.
Thank
All
you,
you can
Katie
do
Bird,
is
please.
try and
Okay, can you
scare
two please
people.
stop yelling at each other and just grow up?
Thank you, Meredith. We will have one at a time there. Thank you, Katie Bird.
Well, Tony, that's this government for you. They're just on another scare campaign. They can't get their own policies right. They can't even get their own slogan right.
Oh, what a load of
No,
rubbish.
actually,
Tony.
Michael, the question did mention slogans. We did hear these reports today that some members of the coalition are so embarrassed by the government's campaign slogan, they're avoiding using it on the campaign trail.
Tony, that is just complete nonsense. My colleagues in the party as a whole are very satisfied with all aspects of this campaign.
Say it then.
In this what?
Say the slogan.
Say that,
Okay,
Tony.
all right. We've got to hear from some other
No,
panellists. I
Tony,
think
if Michael's so happy with his party's campaign slogan, he should be able to say it for us right here on Q&A.
Can I just say
Tony,
it?
this is ridiculous.
No, it's not ridiculous, Michael. You just have to say it.
Thank you,
Katie,
Katie.
I'm not going to say the slogan because we all know exactly what the slogan is.
Are
and
you
I really don't
refusing to
think-
say the
come
slogan
on,
for us here
Michael,
tonight on
just
Q&A,
say
Michael?
it.
You
All
actually
right,
refusing-
just say hers as well.
Snapped a bit there, didn't he?
Okay, all right. In the interest of balance, Katie, I'll ask you to say Labor's slogan after we hear from Michael.
Fine.
Fine, good.
When you're ready.
Yep. Our slogan is the coalition, achieving tomorrow together.
Oh, that shit house.
Okay, all right. Achieving tomorrow together.
Achieving tomorrow together.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah, how exactly do you achieve tomorrow, Michael? Do you just need to wake up and
Oh,
not be
you know
dead?
what?
All right,
Katie.
thank you. I think we need to hear from some other panellists, if that's all right. Now, Leonie
Oh,
Harris, the
Tony,
question, as
hang
you
on.
mentioned-
We had a deal. I said ours, now Katie has to
Oh,
regale
for
us all the
goodness
latest
sake.
one.
Yes,
I
Katie,
haven't
Michael is
heard
right
the
there.
Okay, you want me to
just
say our
the
slogan? I'm happy to
please.
say our
Yes,
slogan,
good.
Tony, because it's a good slogan, and
Right.
I'm happy to say our slogan.
Good. When you're ready.
Yep. This election, Labor says, Australia, yes please.
Shit
It's a good slogan. Thank you very much. Okay.
Seriously, Katie, that is an embarrassment.
Yeah, well, at least we don't consider surviving until tomorrow to be an achievement.
Okay, all right. Thank you, panel. I think we've got a lot to get to tonight. We've spent enough time here. Let's hear from Leonie Harris.
I think both those slogans are shit house.
No, Leonie, I think we've covered the slogans,
My
actually.
slogan's Leonie Harris. No mucking around.
All right, thank you, Leonie.
It was either going to be that or Leonie Harris, nothing sucks.
Okay, Leonie, if I could just draw you back to the question, which is about voters feeling like they've been let down by their parties. Now, you abandoned your party, so why should Tasmanians who voted for you as a member of the Australia Forever Party give you a second chance come election day?
Because I get things done, Tony, yeah? Without me in the Senate, no one would be looking at the fishing regulations on Tassie's northwest coast, no one would be talking about giving our veterans a fair go, and certainly no one would be talking about the serious threat of terrorism that is facing Launceston right now.
Okay, thank you, Leonie.
Oh, and I got that inquiry into the manager of the Basslink Interconnector, no thanks to this bloke and his lot whatsoever.
Okay.
No, Leonie, as I've said many times before, the government would have supported that motion with certain
Oh,
amendments.
you would have supported that motion, my ass, mate. You couldn't give a rat's ass about Tassie, so as far as I'm concerned, you can just get in the bin.
Okay. All right, thank you, Leonie. We're all here for passionate debate, but let's just remember shouting at each other isn't going to get us anywhere, okay? Sorry, I think someone was trying to talk to me there. No, Michael, please.
Sorry, Tony, thought I had it off.
Yes, all right. Now, we will move on to the next question in a moment, but just on this topic of voters feeling like they've been let down by the parties, let's hear quickly from MEREDITH DUNN.
Tony, can I just go back to before when Michael was talking about all the spending stuff and everything?
Yeah.
I hate how these conversations always end up being about money and spending. You know, it's all we ever hear about, it's all we ever talk about, and I just
But
think
MEREDITH
the
DUNN,
constant
the major parties
focus-
argue during an election over funding to fund government services. Surely you think those kind of debates are important during a federal election?
Well, yes, Tony, of course I know they're very important. Of course, it's very important. I'm just saying it also isn't. You know, it's always about money. It's never about humanity. And that's what we're not talking about in this election. And I think that's a conversation we need to have. And I think it's up to all of us to start that conversation.
A conversation about whether or not we should have money.
Well, not just that, but yes. I mean, we're such a rich country. And
Well,
we're
we're not going to be very rich if we get rid of money now, are we, Meredith?
Okay. It's actually not my job to educate you on this. I can actually do without a straight white man who doesn't understand nuance, literally mansplaining economics to me right now.
Okay,
So-
all right. Thank you, everyone. Meredith, I assume you'd be concerned about the levels of government spending when it comes to, say, the arts, for example.
Yes, Tony, I am. And that's something we don't really hear the politicians talking about. They're always going
No,
on
Meredith,
about
that's
taxes
not true. Labor just announced a major arts policy last week. We are committed to ensuring that every single child in this country has access to affordable musical education in the instrument of their choice through Labor's Little Maestro subsidy scheme. So,
Well, I don't know about that. But I just think the arts are so vital, you know, to who we are. They remind us who we are, and they remind us to think and to feel. And it's funny because sometimes I'm like, oh, you know, do the arts need help from the government? Or does the government need help from the arts?
What?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, we're going to move on, I think.
Tony,
to the next one.
can I just say,
very quickly, Leonie Harris.
foreign aid,
What about foreign aid?
scrap it.
Okay, all right, thank you, Leonie. We're going to have to move on. Next question.
Foreign aid is a disgrace and we should scrap it.
Is this an official Leonie Harris policy?
Well, it is now. I'll put it up on my website after this.
Okay, great. Thank you, Leonie
I mean,
Harris.
seriously though, why are we sending billions of dollars overseas to God knows where when we've got people here sleeping on the streets, dying on the streets in our own backyard on the streets?
Okay, all right, thank you,
Leonie,
Leonie.
we shouldn't be doing that because we're helping people of colour.
Oh, don't be so stupid, yeah? I don't care if you're white or brown or yellow or black as a dog's guts in the night.
Oh, my
Okay,
God.
Leonie.
Put Australians first.
Thank you, Leonie. Okay, we're going to move
Tony,
on.
just some data
Yes,
on
quickly,
this.
Susan Min, thank you.
Australia's foreign aid budget is currently sitting at 4.2 billion, which is quite small as a proportion of the GNI, about 0.23%, and actually that's quite low compared to other times in Australian history.
Okay, thank you,
Oh,
Susan
of
Min.
course, she's all in favour of sending money to Asia and all that.
Excuse me?
All right.
You know what I
Are
bloody
you
mean.
suggesting I support foreign aid spending simply because of my Asian heritage?
I don't know. Do you?
Okay, all right, thank you, Leonie. We really need to
Can I just
keep
make a
moving
quick
on.
point
to-
here?
Very quickly,
I just want to make a very quick point.
Thank you, yes.
Look, I just think it's important to note that amongst all this discussion about spending commitments and costings and so on, let's just remember what we're really talking about here. What are we really talking about? We're talking about vision, right? We're actually talking about a vision of what we want our country to be.
Tony, can
Now,
I just
unlike
say
this
here-
Thank you,
absolute
Michael.
shambles
Katie
of a
Bird.
government
Oh,
we've had to
Katie,
put up with
come
over the
on.
past 6 years, I have a vision for this country, and Labor has a vision for this country. I have a vision that we can live in an Australia where everyone gets a fair go. Not just the top end of town and the blokes in the banking sector and all their mates. Everyone. An Australia where working people are guaranteed the security and the decent standard of living that they deserve. That's what we're fighting for
Yes,
in this
we
election.
understand
I mean,
that,
just
Katie
think
Bird.
about
You're
this.
not
Just think
addressing
about
the
this,
actual
Tony.
cost of your
Right now,
policies.
there are 2 million people, 2 million Australians living below the poverty line. I mean, that's simply not good enough, Tony. That is simply not good enough. In our vision of what Australia can be, we're not going to accept that.
Yes.
When we have an economy worth over $1.5 trillion, we know that it is simply unacceptable that 200,000 Australians, including children, will struggle to find somewhere to sleep tonight.
Or just
We
Our
understand
vision
those
of
important
Australia
issues,
is of an
Katie.
Australia where everyone gets a
Just
seat at the
conscious
table.
of time.
Our vision of Australia is of an Australia that lifts everyone up. An
Yes.
Australia where kids can go to school and you can get the healthcare you need no matter the size of your wallet. An Australia that takes the challenge of climate change head on. An Australia that has no place for racism or sexism or Islamophobia.
Okay,
An
Katie-
Australia that
Katie Bird.
celebrates its women, that takes care of its children, and that proudly and firmly takes its place on the world stage, knowing who we are and what we stand for.
Okay,
So
thank
I
you,
say
Katie.
to the questioner
We
and to everyone watching at home,
understand
if
that there's an election
you
campaign
share
going
that
on.
vision for a better Australia, I'm asking you to vote for that vision this election and help us make that Australia happen.
Okay,
I
Katie.
stand ready to make that Australia happen. Gary Ryan stands ready to make that Australia happen, and the Australian Labor Party stand ready to make that Australia happen.
Okay,
Labor
thank you,
is here.
Katie.
Labor is united, and loudly and proudly, Labor says, Australia? Yes, please.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I'm just going to have to pause things here for a moment. My producer's talking in my ear and letting me know that we have some breaking news to hand here tonight. The information we're now receiving here at the ABC, this has been confirmed by multiple sources, is that the Labor Party has just called an emergency party room meeting in Canberra, and we understand the purpose of that meeting will be to spill the leadership positions of the party.
Wow.
That's the
like bloody bin
information
bags.
we have at the moment. We don't have, we'll bring you obviously more updates there as more information comes to hand, that rather extraordinary situation. But I suppose firstly, Katie Bird, your immediate reaction.
Yes, Katie, what is your immediate reaction?
Thank you, Michael.
Sorry?
I'm after your reaction to the news that your party's just called an emergency party room meeting to decide whether or not Gary Ryan should remain as leader of the Labor Party.
So you're after my reaction to that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Katie Bird, this is exactly what you said wasn't going to happen at the start of this evening. What is your response?
Well, Tony, what this shows
Yes.
is
Is.
that...
Okay, Katie Bird, you're not saying any words, you're just opening and closing your mouth.
Yeah, I don't suppose you'll take that as a comment then?
No.
Okay,
Katie Bird,
sorry.
put your phone on silent, please.
I will.
I'll come back to you in a moment. All right, Michael Lawson, your response to this development.
I'm in favour of it, Tony.
Okay, thank you. Michael,
Wait,
Susan
who's
Lynn.
actually doing the challenge?
Okay, we don't actually know who's doing the challenge at the moment. We're still waiting on further information on that front. Maybe you have an update for us there.
No, I don't. Sorry,
It's Judy
Tony.
Kavanagh.
Bitch!
What?
Sorry, which one is that again? Sorry.
You don't know which one Judy Kavanagh is?
She's
She's the Shadow Minister for Immigration and Border Protection
Yes.
in your party.
Yes, that's
Judy,
right. I remember
Judy,
that now.
Judy, Judy.
Okay,
Tony,
thank
we
you,
actually
Michael.
don't know what's happening in that meeting right now. I don't know. Michael doesn't know. The challenger could be anyone.
Okay, we're just having confirmed it's definitely Judy Kavanagh.
Bitch! It's a bit chilly in here, isn't it? Are you a bit chilly?
When will we know who's won?
Should be quick, I think. Quick and deadly, like a scorpion.
Oh, God! Michael, settle down,
Actually,
please.
the parliamentary party isn't able to just remove the leader. The Labor membership now also have a say in this matter.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. Well done, Susan. Excellent.
Susan Min, what do you think the public will make of this rather extraordinary move by the Labor Party?
Well, I don't know at this stage, Tony, because we haven't been able to do any polling on that particular question as yet. But if we were given some time to conduct that polling, then we'd have a result from that polling and I'd be able to tell you what those results were.
Very helpful. Katie Bird, are you surprised at all that this meeting has been called while you're here in Sydney on live television?
No.
Oh, yeah, right.
It doesn't surprise you at all?
No.
You wouldn't expect to be involved in a decision like that?
Oh, look, Tony, you know, it's not all about me. I'm just one member of a larger team.
So it doesn't matter that you're not there?
No, I didn't say that. What I said is that I'm a member of a larger team, okay? Now, yes, I'm a key member of that team. I'm a good member of that team. I'm a strong member of that team. I always have been a good and strong member of that team, and I always will be a strong member of that team, no matter who the leader of that team may be. But the fact is I can't be in Canberra right now, obviously, because I'm here on Q&A with you, representing that larger team. So.
And you're doing so well, Katie.
Oh, you know what, Michael,
maybe
you
as a
just-
member of that larger team, Katie, you can tell us who you support in this leadership spill.
What's that now?
Who do you support in this leadership spill? Who do you want to see emerge as leader of the Labor Party? Gary Ryan, the current leader, who you pledged support to at the start of this evening, or the challenger, Judy Kavanagh, who I'm being told may very well have the numbers?
Excellent question, Tony.
Don't touch me.
Well, Tony, look, at the end of the day, I just don't think it's appropriate for me to be giving a running commentary on internal party processes.
Well, they're hardly internal now, are they?
Yes, Michael, they are. They are still internal. They're still fully internal.
Katie Bird,
Okay,
please.
The thing is, Tony, my party believes in democracy, and this is democracy in action.
Oh, bullshit.
Democracy in action.
Yes, my colleagues will have this meeting and they will deliberate and they'll cast their ballots in this vote and we'll wait and see what the result is. But as Susan mentioned before, the Labor leader isn't entirely decided by the parliamentary party. The Labor membership, the backbone of our party, ordinary working class Australians, those people are now given a say in who they want to see lead the party. And those voices will be heard because we are a party that values those voices.
Okay, we're just hearing from sources inside the meeting that the party room has just voted to suspend the requirement that Labor members have a say on leadership positions.
Come on!
What? They can just do that?
They just did, Meredith.
Tony, I can't help but notice that Katie hasn't answered your original question.
Yeah, thank you. I will press you for an answer on this, Katie Bird.
An answer to what?
On who you support in this leadership spill. Who do you support, Gary Ryan or Judy Kavanagh?
Well, Tony, look, they're both my friends.
Are they?
Yes,
though?
Michael, they are both friends. They're very We're all very fully friendly.
Okay, Katie Bird, at the start of this evening, I believe you said Gary Ryan is doing a fantastic job.
Oh, Tony,
If
I
that's the
don't
case, why would
appreciate you
support
putting
a
words in my
leadership
mouth like that. It's
I'm not
beneath you
putting
as a
words in
journalist.
your mouth.
It's
I'm
not like
putting
la
words
la
that
la
came
la
out
la
of
la
you.
la.
Did you just la me?
Are you giving up on Gary?
No, Leonie.
Look, I have to say, it's highly unlikely he'd be successful.
Oh,
in this
thank
challenge.
you, you robot woman.
Oh,
Katie
come
Bird,
on,
please.
Katie.
Excuse me?
Do you have any data
Thank
on
you,
that?
Pat.
I actually have a lot of data on that. That's what I'm
How
talking
could you?
about.
It's just happened.
Okay, all right. Thank you,
Thank
panel.
you.
Thank you, panel. Thank you. Okay, I'm being told it's best that we just move on. For the moment, we're obviously not going to get very far unless we get a clear idea of exactly what is happening inside that leadership spill in Canberra at the moment. We will keep you fully abreast of all the details there here at the ABC. We will let you know those details as they come to hand.
Wonderful.
Piss off.
Katie? Thank you. All right. You're watching Q&A on a night when things got very interesting indeed. Our next question tonight comes from Marty Grievous. Marty Grievous. Thank you.
Thanks, Tony. My question is about refugees.
Oh, Jesus.
Katie Bird. Thank you. Sorry, Marty. Carry on.
Australia continues to keep hundreds of innocent, traumatised people on Manus Island and Nauru in the name of protecting our borders. They have come to us asking for help. We deprive them of safety, of adequate medical care, and of their humanity. We are torturing these people, and our leaders just demonise them for their own political gain. It makes me very ashamed to be Australian. My question is to the politicians on the panel. 18 years after the Tampa crisis, will you make this election the one where you rediscover your humanity, find your conscience, and commit to ending Australia's offshore detention of people seeking asylum once and for all?
Okay. Thank you, Marty. Now, I know the question was directed at the politicians, but I want to start with Meredith Dunn. I know you're very passionate about this issue, Meredith. Do you see any possibility of change when it comes to Australia border policies, particularly tonight if the Labor Party changes its leader?
Yes, thank you, Tony, and namaste. This is an issue that's very close to my heart. I've actually been speaking up and speaking out and writing songs and raising awareness about this since back in 2018, and I don't do that for like credit or whatever. To me, these aren't boat people, yeah, okay? To me, they're just people who came here on boats. And what we've done to these people, what we're doing to these people is just, you know, and the emotional labour of it, and that's why I wrote my song. So
your song, get the kids off Manus
Free the
Island.
Kids from Manus.
Free the kids from
Tony,
Manus,
yes.
right? And that's to raise money for the
asylum seeker group, Tony.
Resource Centre.
Yeah.
Yep. And how much money have you raised thus far?
Well, it's not really about that, is it, Tony? It's about raising awareness about these issues. And I just wish that people like Michael and Katie would stop playing politics with it. I mean, just take the politics out of it, because this is just wrong. Australia should not be keeping children in cages in a horrific hellhole like Manus Island.
Well, we're not.
Excuse me?
We're not doing that. The fact is there are currently 0 children in offshore processing facilities. Labor put them in there and we have gotten them out.
Yeah. Well, they were in there when I wrote my song.
Also, there never were any kids detained on Manus Island. It's only adult men there. The children were placed in the community on Nauru.
That is true, actually.
Yeah, well, that is not really the point.
It just seems like a relevant point, seeing as you called your song Free the Kids from Manus and there never were kids there to be free.
Ha 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 ha. Yeah.
Okay. Leonie Harris, I know you've been outspoken about Australia's border policies.
Too bloody right I have,
In
Tony.
fact, you even famously suggested implanting microchips into the necks of asylum seekers while their claims are being processed.
I think that's reasonable, yeah. If they want to come into here, we should be able to go into their necks.
Oh, Leonie, that's crazy. Come on.
Oh, there's nothing I take more seriously than the lives of Australians, you know? I'm not going to just lay down and open up the borders and let any Tom, Dick, Harry, or especially Muhammad in.
Okay, Leonie, just to be clear, you oppose the resettling of refugees from Manus Island and Nauru here in Australia because of the potential terrorist threat you believe they pose.
Absolutely.
But you support them being resettled in, say, the United States.
Oh, if they want to go and blow up the United States, that's fine, as long as they are not putting Australian lives in danger.
Okay, well, there are definitely Australians living in the United States, Leonie.
Well, they made their choice.
Okay, all right. Thank you,
Have you
Leonie.
been to the United
Thank
States?
you, thank you,
Have you
ladies.
been to
All
Broadway,
right,
Leonie? Have you
thank
seen
very much.
Hamilton,
Thank you,
Leonie?
Leonie.
It is the
Thank you.
cultural
Thank you.
capital.
All right, ladies, I'm just being told as an update that Labor leadership spill has been continuing for the past 5 or 6 minutes. Maybe you have some more updates for us, Katie Bird? Anything at all?
No. Sorry, Tony.
Okay, all right. Susan Min, your thoughts on the possibility of change when it comes to Australia's border policies?
Well, Tony, when it comes to polling, this really doesn't seem to be front of mind for most voters. In the 2016 election, for example, just 7% of respondents identified treatment of asylum seekers as an important issue that would seriously influence their vote.
Well, that is just disgusting.
Well, that may be your view, but I suppose for a lot of people, what's happening on Nauru and Manus Island is really quite removed from their own lives, and they're primarily concerned with things like their health or job security.
Health and jobs. Yeah, I know what that is.
Okay, and Susan Min, what's your personal opinion on the topic of offshore detention?
Well, Tony, it's a complex political football, isn't it? There's border protection and decency on one side, and human rights concerns on the other. So yes, it's extremely complex.
Yes. And what do you personally think should be
Tony,
done?
I'm sorry, I don't think that's relevant, really.
Well, it is relevant. You're here on this panel to express your opinion.
Oh, well, no, I'm actually here to talk about public opinion.
Yes, but you must have developed your own personal opinion about this very controversial issue in Australian politics.
No, I have an opinion,
Well, then why
Tony.
can't you
This
tell
is
us
not
what your
because
opinion
this
is
not
on
the
this
right
program?
forum
Oh,
to talk about
bloody
my own
hell. Look, we all know what her opinion is, yeah? She's here because her parents came here the right way, yeah? They worked hard, not like those queue jumpers, that are on the island that we put them there before we bloody stopped them. Jump in the queue.
My parents were born here. I'm a third-generation Australian.
Oh, well, even better.
Even
Thank
better.
you, Leonie. Michael,
I think what Leonie is getting at here is that despite what people like Meredith will tell you, Australians welcome a large immigration program, so long as they can see the system has integrity. Now, we've regained control of our borders after Labor's mess, and we now have an orderly system that sees people like Susan's parents and grandparents welcomed into this country so they can work hard and make what I'm sure is a fantastic contribution.
Actually, my mother's an anti-vaxxer and my father's in prison.
Well, I mean, he may be in prison, but in this country, without racism, can we really say that's his fault?
He committed bank fraud.
Oh, it serves him bloody right there.
Okay, all right, I think we're a little bit off the
I'm
track
not getting
here,
involved
actually.
in
Let's just
this.
get back to the question at hand. Let's hear from Katie Bird.
Sorry, what was the question? I need to know the question in order to answer the question.
Yes, the question
Tony.
is whether or not Labor will consider changing its policy when it comes to the offshore detention of refugees and whether tonight's leadership spill might influence that.
Right. Well, Tony, look, I agree with Susan. There's no question this is an extremely difficult and complex issue.
Yes, but the questioner is clearly critical of the bipartisan approach to this issue and is calling for change. What's your response?
I hear. Yeah.
You hear? What do you hear?
Well, I just said, Tony, I hear how difficult and complex
Katie
it
Bird,
is.
what is your
know?
personal position on the offshore detention of refugees by the Australian government?
Well, Tony, we have made that position very clear as a party. It is there in our party platform.
And that position is?
Well, it's there in our party platform, Tony. People can read it for themselves
Or you
there.
can just tell us what it is right here.
Or
Right
they can just read it in our party platform.
Oh, for God's sake, no one's reading your bloody platform.
Okay, Katie Bird, it feels like you're avoiding answering this question.
No, I'm not avoiding answering the
Are you afraid
question.
of talking about this issue on live
I'm not
television?
afraid of
because
talking about
what's
this issue
happening
or any
in
other issue.
Canberra
In
right
fact,
now?
I love this issue.
You love the issue of Australia's harsh treatment of refugees.
Yeah, I love it.
Not cool.
Okay, if you love it so much then, Katie Bird, you can tell us where you stand.
I already have.
Judy Kavanagh has said she supports the government's tough approach when it comes to border policies, whereas Gary Ryan has said if he was elected Prime Minister, he'd take a more humanitarian approach, potentially resettling refugees from Manus Island and Nauru here in Australia. What I'm asking is, what do you, Katie Bird, think about that? Which position do you support, Gary Ryan's or Judy Kavanagh's?
Pass.
What?
I'm passing. Tony, I have a right to pass. Well, I just did, Michael. I just said pass.
You're not allowed to pass, Leonie, no. Katie Bird,
All right,
answer this
fine.
question.
Yes, I do support the current policy, all
support
right?
the current
Even
policy.
though
What?
it's extremely difficult and complex.
Okay, thank you.
And being humane is good.
You think that being humane is good?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it is. And so I support the current policy. We need tough borders, but
Yes.
we can also be less bad.
Less bad.
Less bad.
Okay, so you support the government's tough approach when it comes to border policies. You support that, and you think the Labor Party should continue that approach if you form government.
Yes.
But you also think that being humane is good, and we should be less bad.
Tony, Labor is tough on people smugglers.
Okay, so you're tough on borders. You're tough, but you are also
not bad. Yes,
also
Tony.
not bad.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
a good slogan, Katie. Tough, but also not
Oh,
bad.
well, what about fucking achieving tomorrow together? Sorry, Tony.
Katie, but that's inappropriate language. Thank
I
you very
should
much.
think so.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
you know
You don't
what,
need to
Michael?
tell
You
them.
can
Oh,
sit there
thank
and
you.
Thank you, Leah.
I don't think
The adults are talking.
No, you don't get to tell
Thank
me
you. All right,
how
we have breaking news. Excuse me, we have breaking news about the Labor leadership spill. Okay, the information we are receiving now is that Judy Kavanagh has been successful in her challenge for the leadership of the Labor Party. She has won in a landslide vote a total of 53 votes to 9. 53 votes to 9. Gary Ryan is out as leader of the Labor Party, and Judy Kavanagh, member for Watson from the Labor's right faction, has now become leader. Repeating that breaking news, if you're just joining us, Gary Ryan has been defeated in a landslide vote by Judy Kavanagh with a total of 53 votes.
Yes, Tony, we all heard the fucking numbers.
Okay, Katie Bird, your reaction?
My reaction? My reaction is it's fucking shit out.
Okay,
all
Katie
right?
Bird, please, just remember that you are on
Oh,
television.
what, you want to remind me
Yes.
that I'm on the telly, do you?
Yes.
Well, thanks very much, mate. I'm actually painfully aware I've been on live fucking telly this whole time as my party shoots itself in the dick hole.
Katie Bird, please. Just
Oh, fuck off, Michael. You know as well as I do what this means.
Katie Bird,
this
please.
means I'm fucked.
Katie-
I have been thoroughly fucked.
Katie
Fucked
Bird.
by your fucking scorpion.
Katie Bird,
Katie,
please.
settle down.
Oh, settle down. Oh, spare me, you little Aryan asshole.
Excuse me?
I called you an Aryan asshole. You look like a kid's toy designed to promote the white Australia policy.
Katie Bird, please.
Oh, blah, 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 blah,
Katie-
blah, blah,
Katie
blah,
Bird.
blah, blah.
Katie, please.
What? You wanted my reaction, Tony? You
Yes.
wanted my reaction? Well, this is it, buddy. This is it. Drink it in.
Katie, I'm trying.
That is my reaction to Judy fucking Party Unity Kavanagh
Katie-
pulling the trigger on this during a federal fucking election, leaving me out in the cold with my pants around my ankles, and guess who's fucking me from behind, Tony? Guess who's fucking me from behind?
Gary Ryan?
Gary Ryan is fucking me from behind.
Katie Bird, please.
Oh,
I don't.
Gary.
Please. Okay, I know that you are upset that Gary's no longer the leader of the
Oh,
party.
Gary shouldn't be leading the party. For fuck's sake, the guy's borderline retarded.
Oh, Katie Bird,
He
please.
is. Once at this National Portrait Gallery thing, he told me he thought Burke and Wills was one man. Yeah, as in one man with the last name Wills, first name Birkin. The guy's a fucking moron.
Katie Bird.
Birkin, Tony.
Yes, all right,
Birkin.
Katie Bird, I understand.
It's just fucking wrong.
Oh, my God.
You know, Gary was supposed to eat shit this election. He'd retire.
Katie-
We'd have a nice little reshuffle. Fuck Judy off to the backbench. Simone would get the leadership. She'd be mediocre for a year, and then what do you know? I'm the leader. Next election's ours. Piece of piss.
Katie
But no.
Bird-
Judy just had to have a fucking go, didn't she? She had to have a fucking go. She had to pounce like the fucking slug she is.
Katie Bird,
I don't think
please.
slugs really.
Oh, fuck up, Missy Higgins.
Katie Bird,
I mean, only Judy would be so fucking arrogant. I mean, how the fuck are we supposed to sell this during a campaign? Oh, remember the old bald guy we wanted you to vote for literally yesterday? No. Now we want you to vote for this psycho lady who looks like she was taught to smile by Bronwyn fucking Bishop.
Katie Bird, please. Just sit back down, okay? Thank you. Katie
What,
Bird,
Meredith?
please.
Can I just say?
What, Meredith? What do you just want to say? What do you just want to say? I mean, you should be happy, right? They got a woman in. I mean, that's so important. It's so awesome. I mean, never mind that this particular woman is a soul-sucking fucking nightmare who would not think twice about chucking
Katie.
the little refugees you love so much into a fucking Thermomix if it helped her have a career. But hey, at least she's got a big old vag.
Katie Bird, that is enough. Put that vag away. Thank you very much. Sit back down, all right? Now, I understand this is a stressful situation for you, but I'm not going to tolerate that kind of behaviour on this program, okay? Control yourself, or I'm going to ask you to leave, okay?
No, you wouldn't have to ask me.
What's that?
Fine.
Are you prepared to stay here and be civil?
Well, I've got nothing else to fucking do, have
Katie
I?
Bird, please.
Yes, Tony.
Good.
Yes.
Don't text. Put your phone down. Come on. Down. All right. Now, I would like to apologise for that display. It's not what this program is about. We will continue with our program. We'll wait for some more information about exactly what's happening in Canberra at the moment with that Labor leadership spill, but we'll move on. If you're just joining us, repeating that breaking news, Gary Ryan has been defeated in a landslide leadership spill, being defeated by Judy Kavanagh, a total of 53 votes. Thank you, Katie. 53 votes to 9. All right, we'll move to our next question. Our next question comes from Tracy Abrahams.
Thanks, Tony. My question is about how...
Michael, how have you not figured out how to put it on silent, please? Thank
Sorry,
you. I'm very sorry about that. Tracy, carry on with your question.
My question is about how whenever we have an election in this country, we never seem to talk about Indigenous affairs. The first Australians are just ignored, dismissed, or left out of the conversation altogether.
Speak up, Peter. I can't hear you.
It's as if they're invisible in public debate or considered
Now?
or
Okay,
not considered as important, and they're just thrown under a bus by our politicians
Okay,
and by the
all right, I'm
media.
going to have to stop you there, Tracy. We might come back to that question later on. I'm sorry, I've just been informed that we have some more breaking news. Okay, yeah, just put it on the auto cue, Peter. Okay. The information I'm receiving now is that the Prime Minister, Stephen Marrion, has just received a petition that's been signed by 46 members of the government, and that petition is calling on him to spill the leadership positions of the Liberal Party. Michael, please!
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, baby. How does it feel?
Katie Bird, thank you. Just settle
Shut
down.
up, Katie.
Shut up, both of you, while we figure out what's going on here.
What's
Okay?
going on here is they're both fucked.
Leonie, please!
Hey,
Settle
Michael.
down.
Hey, Michael.
All right. Katie.
Hey, how would you
Katie-
describe the Liberal Party right
Katie
now?
Bird,
'Cause I'd
please.
say it's bitterly divided, riven with chaos and ready to blow.
Katie Bird, thank you very much.
Did you get it though?
Katie-
Because that's what you said before about us.
Yeah.
And now it's about you.
Yeah, fuck off!
Michael, please, just
Sorry,
focus.
sorry.
What is your response to this leadership spill?
Obviously, it's not ideal.
What's ideal for me?
Katie
Piss
Bird, I'll
off,
come to
Katie.
you in a moment.
Okay,
Thank you very
babe.
much. Yes, good. All right. Michael, please.
Oh, what's the matter, Mikey? Are you worried about your mate Stephen Marrion? Because
Katie,
I got
oh,
some
shut
bad
up,
news for
Katie.
you, babe. He dead.
No,
Katie
we don't
Bird,
know that
please.
for sure.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, it's for sure, babe. He dead.
Katie Bird, please.
Yeah,
just settle
looks
down.
like your mate's panicked and decided to press go on the plan. You know the plan.
Katie, please.
You know the
Tony,
one they've
get
been
some
working
control.
on for the last
Okay,
few
I will-
months. They've been very busy, haven't they? Sharpening their little knives, waiting for Steve to turn his back so they can get in there and go, ooh, stabby, stabby,
Oh,
stabby.
Katie Bird,
Because they
please.
fucking
That is
hate Steve,
ridiculous.
don't they?
Katie-
They've always hated Steve. Steve wasn't supposed to be PM. He got lucky. They wanted Barber, didn't they? Steve's too much of a soaking, wet, bleeding heart pussy, isn't he? Oh, yeah, because only in the Liberal Party could a former merchant banker who made his fortune selling suicide nets to factories in China be considered a bleeding heart.
Katie Bird.
And of course, he thought he had more time, didn't he? Yep, that's why he called the election so early. He thought, oh, that'll keep me safe for at least 6 weeks.
Katie Bird.
No party could ever possibly be so stupid as to replace their leader during an election campaign,
Katie-
could they? That'd be insane. That'd be the stupidest thing you could possibly do.
Yes.
No one can ever possibly be that stupid.
Yeah.
Well, guess what, Mikey?
Katie-
Someone could be that stupid, and that person is the Australian Labor Party. Boom! Checkmate. Suck my dick.
Katie Bird, that is enough. Get that out of your heads. Put that down. All right, I cannot believe I have to say this, but I'm asking everyone on this panel to show a modicum of respect for the people here in the audience and the people watching at home. We are in the middle of a national crisis right now, and people are tuning into this program to get some answers, and I expect you all to contribute to this conversation in an adult and a civil manner to help them in that effort. Is that something that we all think we can do? Is it?
Yeah, look, I have been nothing.
Stop it! Thank you. All right, I'm being informed we're running out of time. We'll move on to our next question, which will probably be our last question.
Oh,
for
it's
this evening.
Barber. Peter Barber is the one challenging for the leadership.
Okay, well, we wait for that to be confirmed by our sources. Thank you. We'll move on to this question. Last question. Then we've got the song. Okay.
Oh, God, we're not still doing the song.
Yes,
now.
Leonie, we're still doing the song. We're still doing this. All right. Are you all right, Michael? All right. All right. Our final question comes from Brian Lloyd, please. Brian Lloyd.
Thanks, Tony. Love the show.
Thank you, Brian.
My dad always used to tell us kids that it takes a left wing and a right wing to make a birdie fly. Australians want our leaders to find solutions in the sensible centre. We're sick of all the negativity and bickering and sniping that goes on in Parliament. Tonight, I'm asking Katie and Michael to take this opportunity to show that it is possible for our leaders to work together and find common ground. Can each of you tonight reach across the political divide and find at least one nice thing to say about the other person?
Thank you, Brian. Katie Bird and Michael Lawson.
Fuck off.
No, Michael, you will answer the question,
no,
please.
I'm not going to answer the question, Tony, because it's a shit question.
Michael, please. Okay?
You're a shit question.
Oh, fuck you, mate. Your dad sounds like a moron.
My dad's dead.
Oh, good.
Jesus, Michael, please.
No, Tony, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of wasting my time coming on this show
Michael.
and answering these facile, virtue signalling questions from these fucking losers.
God, Michael,
No, I'm
please.
sorry, you are losers. I mean, look at you.
Michael.
Why are you here? This show is painful enough when you're watching at home. Why the fuck would you want to see it live?
Michael Lawson,
How
please.
boring and empty your lives. You have the time and energy to come along to this on a Monday night. Losers!
Okay, Michael, thank you very much. All right, we will come back.
Brian!
Jesus!
Brian!
Jesus
Who threw
Christ.
that? Brian! Fuck you, Brian!
Michael, please.
No,
Just...
shut up, Tony. I'm sick of this. And I know you are too. I mean, what is the point?
Michael.
What's the fucking point, Tony? I just found out that the next Prime Minister of this country is going to be Peter Barber. Peter fucking Barber, Tony. He's 73 years old. His email is pbarber@aussiemail.com.au.
Okay, all right.
I've had to sit next to Peter Barber in meetings and he smells like hot cheese.
What?
And he's fucked half the press gallery. He has, hasn't he, Katie?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, and not just that either. No. You know all these little fact-finding trips to Asia? Fact-finding? More like fuck-finding.
God.
I think his cock is the only part of him that isn't racist.
Michael,
What was
please.
your shit question again? Brian, say something nice about each other? Really? Why do you need that? What is wrong with you? I mean, what are you, a child that needs a nice story before you go Betty buys? Do you want some warm fucking milk and a hot water bottle and a kiss on your butt as I tuck you in?
Michael, look, just answer the
Fine,
question.
Tony, answer
We've
the
been
fucking
asked.
question. I'll say something nice about Katie Bird.
Thank you.
Here you go, Brian. Pass this on to your dead daddy.
Jesus.
At least Katie Bird is actually fucking doing something. Unlike this hippie or this nerd or this bogan wench.
You fucking
Oh, you
what,
heard
mate?
me, Leonie. At least Katie has realised that the only way you get anything done in this country is by joining a major party and compromising and working your ass off.
Okay,
That's
thank
what
you,
doing
Mike.
politics actually means. It means actually doing things.
Michael,
Katie and I dedicate our lives to this. We never turn our phones off and we spend months away from our families every year in Canberra. That's right, Canberra, for fuck's sake. A place so boring, I once tried sticking my roll-on deodorant up my ass just so I could feel something.
God,
And we do all of that because we are serious people, Meredith, who are serious about actually making things actually happen. So there you go, Brian. There's something nice to think about Katie Bird.
Thank you, Michael.
Now, of course, I think she is wrong about everything and she's a hypocrite who loves public education, working families, and still happily sends both her shitty kids to private school and owns 3 investment properties. But hey, at least she actually gets it. At least she understands what I understand. You don't change things with hashtags or by getting a lovely round of applause on Q&A. You change things by getting power and fucking winning.
God, you're a cunt, Michael.
Yes.
Katie Bird, please.
Yes, I am. But at least I'll be a cunt with a very generous government pension. So there you go, fuckers. Clap that.
No, don't clap that. Nobody clap that.
No, they
Nobody
can
clap
clap
that.
whatever
We'll
they
move
like.
on
You're
with
not
this
supposed to
program.
clap.
Okay,
Clap.
thank you very much,
All
Michael.
right, I have to go.
Susan Min, you will sit back down, okay? We need to continue with this program.
How do I
And-
get out of here?
Susan, please.
I knew I shouldn't have come on this show.
Susan?
I told my boss that it was a pointless nightmare, but she said it was good exposure and I could contribute to the important conversation.
Susan Min, don't blame this program for
Oh,
the kind of
shut
behaviour
the fuck up, Tony! How's that for a fucking comment? Fuck, that felt good!
Susan!
Do you know how many times I've watched this show from home and just screamed, "Shut up!" at the telly? You all do that too, don't you?
I don't.
Oh, fuck off, Brian! Go on, fuck off! I yell, "Shut up!" every fucking week! Shut up! Sometimes I throw something at the screen too, like a bit of cheese on a biscuit or maybe a wine cork.
Susan.
Oh, yes, there are always plenty of wine corks around because I can only watch this show if I'm fucking sloshed.
I can only do this show if I'm fucking.
Katie Bird. Susan,
Shut
please.
the fuck up!
Susan, please.
Susan's talking!
Oh my God. Jesus.
Who's the robot woman now, bitch?
Susan, please. All right.
You people don't know fucking anything. You're all just a bunch of assholes who talk out of your own assholes. You are nothing but echoing assholes.
Susan.
You only like the statistics and the polls when they see you and you're always saying, Australians want this and Australians want that. But you couldn't care less about what they think or what they want, could you?
Susan,
well, here's
Min.
something I can tell you. They couldn't give a shit about you either. They've all just checked out because of cockroaches like you. Half the public couldn't even fucking tell you the Prime Minister is Stephen Marion.
Probably Peter Barber, to be fair.
Fuck off, you know what I mean. You're all just wrong. You pretend to know what you're talking about, but I do know what I'm talking about because I've got the stats. Me! I've got the stats. Susan's got the stats, and stats say I'm right and you're wrong.
Susan Min, sit back down, please.
Yeah. Here's a statistic for you all. 100% of people on this panel not named Susan Min are stupid and dumb and fucking wrong.
All right, thank you, Susan. Sit back down. Thank you very much. We're going to continue with this program.
Fun, hey,
And
Tony,
we-
just out of
Stop
curiosity.
clapping. Thank you very much.
Just
Okay.
out of curiosity, are we still on air?
Yes, Michael, for some insane reason, we are still on air.
Cool.
Now,
Well, in that case, everybody, clearly my career's fucking over now. So I would just like to say, on the record before I go, I couldn't give a shit about the date of Australia Day.
Oh, God.
What?
No,
Jeez,
sorry,
okay.
Leonie. Sorry, Australia. I couldn't give a solitary shit. Have it on the 26th.
Michael.
Have it on the 1st. Fuck it. Have it on Anzac Day and we can kill two birds with one stone.
God, Michael,
You can all listen to the last post and have a snag and root each other on the beach, or whatever it is you work and families get up to these days. I give literally zero shits about it, and neither should you.
okay, thank you,
You know
Michael.
what?
All right.
Right.
Oh, God! Jesus, Leonie! Michael,
Cop that, you absolute fucking galah,
all right.
yeah?
Leonie, please. Oh!
You can carry on like a pork chop all you like, and you can look down on me, but at least I am fair dinkum, yeah? And not some two-faced rat fucker that shits all over the one day of the year when we get to celebrate how lucky we are to live in this bloody great country. You
Peter Barber is the next Prime Minister.
Peter Barber is the next one. We can confirm that. We can confirm that.
yeah,
Peter Barber is the next
Out of
one.
the grill.
The new
Oh,
Prime
no,
Minister.
mate. Don't get up, mate.
Shut up.
Don't get up, mate. Kick him while he's down, Leonie.
Shut up.
Kick him while he's
Shut up.
down.
Shut the fuck up! How many times did I tell you shitters to fucking be quiet? How dare you? How dare you come on my current affairs program and treat me with less respect than Paul fucking Murray? I am Tony Jones, for fuck's sake. Tony fucking Jones! I am a veteran broadcaster. I'm supposed to control this panel, and we are supposed to be having a civil conversation. Does this seem civil to you? Does it?
No.
Every fucking week it's been like this. People on here talking and talking. No one ever actually saying anything. It's all just fucking bullshit. Well, thanks, Tony, for that question. Here's what I have to say about that. Here's some fucking bullshit. Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, well, thanks, Tony, but then on the other hand, here's some fucking bullshit. Oh, thanks so far. All right, everyone, I'm just going to take that as some bullshit. You all know, too. You know it's bullshit. You know it's bullshit, and we know it's bullshit. And I think that you know that we know it's bullshit. But we all just keep adding to the pile of bullshit, don't we? The great big pile of bullshit that looms over everyone in this country. All of us living in the shadow of Mount Bullshit, waiting for a fucking avalanche to come down. Zero Tony Jones died. Oh, yes, it was very sad. I believe he suffocated when an avalanche from Mount Bullshit came down to the Q&A studio and filled his lungs, and he was coughing and choking and... Shut up, Susan, I will finish this analogy.
Sorry, mate, I think it's a metaphor.
Fuck off, Leonie! I am not going to take English lessons from someone who describes a group of people as yous.
Oh, what did I do?
What did you do? You fucking exist, Leonie. You exist and you're an Australian senator, and that is insane.
Why?
Because you're a fucking idiot, mate! You're a stupid fucking idiot, aren't you? Oh, I'm Leonie Harris. I just say what I think. I just fucking say, I think something, and then I fucking say the thing that I think straight away. You know who else does that, Leonie? Children, yeah? Little children who shit their pants and run around all day. We don't make them fucking senators, do we? Have you even read the Australian Constitution once, ever?
Well,
Of course you haven't. Why would you? It's only the founding document of the country you claim to love so much. Meanwhile, you probably read the Constitution every night, didn't you, as a teenager, right before you had a wank over Milton Friedman, you fucking weirdo. You need to be less of an idiot and you need to be more normal.
How dare you, Tony?
Because you're not fucking normal, are you, Michael? No, you're just a shining, shitty example of how broken the whole fucking thing is. Who the fuck... There's no constituency out there for the insane shit that you believe. You're not in touch with mainstream Australia, Michael. You know what mainstream Australians love, Michael? The fucking ABC, okay? They love the ABC. They want action on climate change. They don't hate unions. And if any normal person had to talk to you at a barbecue, they wouldn't last 2 fucking minutes before lying to your face about needing to go to the toilet. You absolute fucking tosspot. Fuck you, Michael. fuck you and the morally bankrupt party you represent. A party that holds this country hostage, that venerates war criminals and defends convicted pedophiles.
No, that conviction is on appeal.
Oh, fuck off! Fuck off, Michael.
Appeal.
I don't have to sit here and listen to this, Tony.
Oh,
so
no,
I'm
everyone.
going...
Oh, Susan's going to leave us. Oh, no. How will we cope without her fascinating insight?
Oh, fuck
well,
off,
on the one hand,
Tony.
this, Tony, but on the other hand, that. So, in conclusion, it's quite complicated.
Well, you know
thanks
what?
very much,
It is
Susan. That's really good. I got the stats. I got the stats. Oh, you're so fucking right about it. We should listen to you, shouldn't we? We listen to you and the experts. After all, Hillary Clinton's the president, isn't she? And Brexit didn't happen, and Jeremy Corbyn's nowhere to be seen, isn't he? Shove your polls up your ass, Susan. They're no good to anyone for anything.
Tony, can I just say this has all gotten just a little bit negative. I'm just feeling a little bit unsafe, so if we can take a step.
Oh, sure, Meredith, you're unsafe. It's scary, isn't it? It's scary in real life with all the yelling. It's not like Twitter, is it? You fucking dildo. You're not good with conflict, are you, Meredith? You've been saying that all night. Oh, actually, can we just, come together? Can we just come together and be bipartisan, take the politics out of it, just drink kombucha and suck each other up until we all come rainbows? No, we can't, Meredith, because that's not politics, bitch.
Oh, settle down, mate.
Politics is about conflict and problems between competing interests, all right? It's not a battle of ideas, it's a battle for finite resources. So harden the fuck up and stop fingering yourself to the West Wing.
This is abuse.
Abuse? We're talking about abuse. 2 years ago, I had to go to one of your self-devised theatre pieces. That was fucking abuse. It's funny you think you're so woke, Meredith, because your shitty little play almost put me to sleep.
Yeah, imagine being in a play.
Fuck off, Leonie! Why are you even here, Meredith? You don't give a shit about this election. You don't care about any of this. You're just here to promote your shitty new album, aren't you? That's why you're here. Admit it.
No.
Admit it. No. Admit it. Admit it.
Of course, I'm only here to promote the fucking album.
There you go.
It's the only place to perform live music on a live Australian television, isn't it?
Well, they used to have live music on Tonightly with Tom Ballard.
How dare you say his name on this program? How dare you? Having that chubby little ball bag fill in for me was the greatest insult of my career. I'm fine.
It's probably...
Bit of a gap back
yeah,
there,
bit of
mate.
gap there.
Yeah. Bit hard to squat. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up! Go on, Meredith. Tell everyone about your wonderful album. Go on, let them know what it's called. Off you go. Come on. Come on! What's it called?
Yeah, Tunes for Change.
Tunes for Change. There you go, everyone. Out now by Meredith Dunn and almost certainly Shithouse. Okay, here we go.
Shithouse.
What are they? Protest songs or something? Your shitty covers of famous protest songs, for fuck's sake?
There's an original on there as
What's
well.
that called?
Legislation of Love.
Fucking hell. All right, okay, now.
Okay, I'm out of vodka, so I'm off.
No, you're not, Katie Bird. You sit back down. Thank you very much.
Fine, just make it quick.
You'd like it to be quick, wouldn't you, Katie? Yeah. You'd like it to be nice and quick and convenient, so you just roll over and give up. That's the Labour way. Woo!
It's not going to be quick, is it?
No, it isn't! You're the fucking worst one here, Katie. You are the worst one here. Yes, Meredith sucks balls, but she doesn't matter.
Thank you.
You and your fucking Labour mates have caved and backflicked and compromised so many fucking times. You don't even know who the fuck you are anymore, do you? I loved your speech tonight, Katie, about poverty and vision in Australia. Oh, so good. Too bad the only policy you've mentioned tonight is your little fucking conductor program.
Little Maestro subsidy.
The Little Maestro subsidy. The Little Maestro subsidy scheme. Shoot me in the balls and the eyes, that way around, and fucking kill me. I'm so bored by the name of that program. That's all you've got left now, isn't it? You fucking all your little subsidy schemes and means testing and sensible reform. Wake the fuck up, Katie. We are cooking the planet. The earth is on fire, and if we don't do something about it soon, the only thing your little maestros will be playing is Under the Fucking Sea. Just stand for something, Katie. Fucking stand for... You should be miles ahead of those fuckers because you're objectively better. So stop bitching about the Greens all the time. Identify the enemy, grow some balls, or whatever the politically correct version of that saying is. Fuck off, Meredith! Grow up, be the party you are supposed to be, and stop serving up warm, floppy bullshit like Australia says yes, please, like that means anything and fuck it all! No, stop it! Stop clapping! You're always fucking clapping, are you? Oh, look at me, I'm changing the world with my hands! Fuck off! This isn't anything. You're not doing anything by being here. This isn't fucking anything. This isn't politics or debate. This is just weird kabuki theatre at this point. Fuck off! Fuck off! This same fucking show happens every fucking week and nothing changes, or if it does, it only gets worse. Fuck, I hate this civil discourse shite. We can't have a civil discourse because at the end of the day, we're all just a pack of uncivil cunts! Yeah, get a photo of this. Well, that's all we have time for tonight on Q&A. Please thank our panel, Susan MINN, Katie Bird, Meredith Dunn, Michael Lawson, and LEONIE Harris. Yay! Meredith, that's your cue. Come on, Meredith, just do it. Me talking, you singing. In the spirit of this tightly fought election campaign, we close tonight with a song from Meredith Dunn's new album, Tunes for Change, a rendition of one of her favourite protest songs from her favourite activist singer, John Mayer. Fucking hell. Until next week, thanks for watching Q&A. Good night.
Me and all my friends, we're all misunderstood. They say we stand for nothing and there's no way we ever could. Now we see everything that's going wrong with the world and those who lead it. It feels like we don't have the means to rise above and beat it. That's why we're waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting on the world to change. It's hard to be the system when you're standing at a distance. So we keep on waiting on world to change. Drum solo. Keep on waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting on the world to change. It's not that we don't care, we just know how to fight better. We keep on waiting on the world to shine.
Good evening, Tamara O'Dine with ABC News. Australia has been plunged into an extraordinary political crisis tonight. The polls for the 2019 federal election have just closed, and we're told by the Electoral Commission that not a single Australian has bothered to cast a vote. One man in Melbourne told reporters he chose to boycott the poll because it's a fucking shit show, and he couldn't be fucked. We're also receiving reports from across the country that throughout today, every sitting federal politician has had at least one egg thrown at their face.
We keep on waiting on the world to shine. We keep on waiting on the world to change. One day our generation is gonna rule the population, but we keep on waiting on the world to change, waiting on the world to shine, waiting on the world to shine.
There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.